How's it going, everybody? Mr. Holton here, and how about that Dragon Age the Veilguard trailer that just dropped? And let's just say that the reactions to this trailer has been, like we say in Sweden, smaken är som baken, väldigt delad. As in, it's been very split. It's very much 50-50 in what people think about this new trailer. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video, that means that you've most likely seen the trailer for yourself. And, well, the biggest problem seems to be, from what I can gather, the art style of this trailer, or the art style of the game itself. Now, we know that this trailer is actually using in-game footage. So game engine footage, not all images appear in-game, which means that it's rendered using the engine that the game's built upon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna see these shots, shot for shot and stuff like that. This is trailer footage. Now, what is the problem with the art style, you say? Well, there are different factors to this, but from what I can gather and from what I feel, if I'm gonna talk about it from my own perspective, first of all, so in case you didn't see the live stream and what I said there, essentially what I feel is that the characters in this trailer, they do look a little, in my opinion, a little Pixar-ish in a way. It's hard to say exactly what it is that stands out. It's a little bit uncanny in a way. Now, both Harding and Varric here, I think they look great, of course. They are memorable characters. We've seen them in Dragon Age before. And I think in general, these two returning characters do look wonderful. But it's the other ones that kind of stand out. I think it's more along the lines of the proportions not being entirely what people were expecting. Now, if we just look at the trailer, I do think that the in-game footage, the graphics themselves, they look pretty great. You just gotta admit that, like, the graphics look good. It does look like a current gen to next gen game for sure. And I don't necessarily think that it does look bad or anything. It's just, it looks not like what I had expected from the very get-go, from the previous teasers that we have gotten for this game. Now, it does also feel at times like this is sort of like a hero shooter trailer. I've seen that comment a lot, that it looks sort of like a mix between Fortnite and Overwatch, and comments such as that. I can see where they're coming from. I can definitely understand where people are coming from when they're talking about this. Now, I obviously also want to point out that if we look at the like to dislike meter on YouTube for the official trailer reveal, it's at 14,000 likes and 7.2 thousand dislikes as of right now. It was lower before. The dislike meter was actually approximately like 50-50 before, but it's increased for a bit here, so a lot of people seem to be coming around for this. But I gotta mention, like, some of these comments are just absolutely hilarious. I don't necessarily agree with all of them, but you gotta just commend this. What are we, some kind of dragon suicide squad? Solus was right. It's too painful to walk in a world like this. I'm okay with Solus burning this world now. This is not the future for which my Grey Warden fought. Are you sure this is dark fantasy? For a Dragon Age game where the entire world is on the brink of destruction and the stakes have never been higher, it certainly looks like everyone is having fun. And then we have Anastasio who says, respectfully, this is the farthest from what I expected this trailer to be. Like, how in the world did we get from all the Dread Wolf Rises teasers to this? We apparently got a Dragon Age fan here. As a devoted DA fan, this trailer broke my heart. After 10 years of waiting, we get this. I fear for the story and the gameplay too. And then we had Winter here saying, I didn't know Disney bought BioWare. I can understand why people feel this way though, because it obviously is not what people expected Dragon Age to look like, the next Dragon Age to look like. It does look different enough from previous Dragon Age games to where you could be like, oh, okay, this does not look like a Dragon Age game. Now, obviously, these comments and these opinions are not just restricted to YouTube. We have, for example, on the official Dragon Age Reddit, we have 1.3 updates for the, official thread for the reveal trailer, and we have 1,800 comments, which usually means that there's a pretty big discussion going on and not everybody is loving whatever it is they're talking about. For example, we have Yadder here who says, I really hope that was just a badly misjudged trailer and the real tone is going to be more epic fantasy than hero shooter quips. Okay, fine by me, says Guardians of the Galaxy Veilguard. Murasasme says, I wanted Dreadwolf and got Veilguard instead. Seriously, compare the tone of the first teaser with the one from this trailer. And obviously what he means here is that the tones are very different from what we've seen before and this trailer that we got now. And yes, obviously I'm in agreement. It's very different in terms of tone. This is much darker when you watch this trailer in its full, in its full entirety. Looks more mysterious. Of course, they didn't really want to show anything at this point because they didn't want to give anything away. This part, I think, looks very much like what the trailer showed us today. It's very colorful. It's very sort of like synthetic sci-fi inspired, a little bit, of an 80s vibe onto it. But it does give you the vibe of this, this is a little bit of a darker game, just like the previous games have been. So I understand, it's a change in tone. Now, if we go to Twitter, we can see that it's basically the same thing there. Everybody is saying either they love it or they hate it. We have Canadian Czar going, I'm going to hold out until the gameplay reveal. I really didn't like the reveal trailer. Teresa Wren says, please tell me it's just the trailer. The art style of the game is not like this. Again, we see people having some problems with the name change. A Dreadwolf is way cooler. Veilguard sounds like an OTC ointment for insect bites. Now, I do want to mention that Game Informer has some exclusive coverage here where they show a little bit of extra footage and stuff like that and some additional information. Or, well, if you get their latest issue, you can look through that. And I won't be doing that in this video, but you can obviously see that there's a bit of a difference from the actual trailer that we saw and this picture in particular. Then we also have this picture, which is supposedly an in-game shot. And we can see here that it doesn't really look exactly like the trailer. The proportions of the characters' faces, their bodies and everything. So what I think the trailer does is that it kind of exaggerates a lot of the features that you see. I think it's pretty different from what the game is actually going to look like. This looks much more like in the veins of Dragon Age Inquisition, just a better version of it, I would say. Now, it also has to be mentioned that we will be getting an official gameplay reveal on Tuesday, June the 11th at 8 a.m. PT. So I am going to hold out until then, and I'm not going to judge too harshly what we've seen so far. I think a lot of you would agree. So far, I can definitely understand that people are kind of split on this, and I hope that the game is going to look a little bit different when it comes to the gameplay, in-game footage and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to reveal on Tuesday, and it's going to be around, 15 minutes of gameplay, so that's going to be really interesting to see. At the end of the day, what I think is most important is that the game has a good story, it has great gameplay, and amazing characters. Those are the most important parts, and if the game turns out to look pretty much the same that we saw in the trailer, well, I guess that it's just a thing where you have to kind of get used to it. But just so you know, I'm mainly not entirely sold on the entire, tone change, I guess, in the terms of the looks department, I guess. So I'm kind of 50-50 if you're wondering what my thoughts are on this. But do let me know what you guys think about the new trailer. And remember to be respectful. We can all have our own opinions here, and we can still share them with each other and still be friends. In any case, that's going to do it for today. Have a good one. Mr. Alton, signing out.